Hello, my lovelies, and welcome back to Let's Play Blasphemous. Oh, yes, time for a big info dump.
Here is where the first miracle took place. One devout and tormented youngster.
That would be the twisted one.
For punishment.
That's nice.
Placed a wooden log where he sat and prayed.
I'd be worried about that youngster if I were his parents.
He prayed for pain.
Yeah, definitely worried.
The guilt that sharply pierced his soul.
Oh, what a lovely place Custodia must have been.
Miracle manifested itself. It made roots grow and twist over his arms and legs, but not a cry nor a complaint came out from his mouth.
Oh, I'll bet.
Every inhabitant of this land bore witness to it, and all of them prayed before the besought eternal joy of that youngster. This triune tree that sprouted years after his death was named the Knot of the Three Words. For three are its twisted trunks, and three were the words spoken by that youngster before he died. My great guilt. Every year from its core flows a golden burning liquid, perpetuating his memory and perhaps to remind us that the first miracle has not abandoned us. For twisted are, were, and will be the paths of the miracle.
So there you have it, my loves. That is it's the prescribed story of what the miracle was and where the myriad faiths pertaining to the miracle come from. There are many, many suggestions throughout this game and from many different characters that prescribed story may not be the whole story or the entirety of the truth. This is going to be absolutely essential. There are going to be parts of the game where we are going to need all of the oil of the pilgrims, because we are going for a further build for some of the bosses later on, and we're going to need every ounce of fervor we can. One of my favourite areas in the game, the Library of Negated Words. This is it's essentially a place of scholars and sorcerers and occultists. It's where all of the forbidden tomes and texts of Custodia are kept. Oh, this is very nice, very good. Nice bit of teleportation. Not that it's as useful as it used to be, now that we can use the shrines to teleport around. Still, gives us the nice map. Yeah, this is probably where I would be if I happened to inhabit Custodia. I like me some sorcery, as anyone who's ever played me in Warhammer 40,000 will be able to tell you. I play Thousand Sons, primarily. Oh yeah, these guys, with their fetching ruffs, which are far too big for them. Must cost a fortune in ruffs around here, considering how many we're going to destroy. Oh, I love the death animation for them is wonderful. Now, this is one of the new areas, I believe added in with the last add-on and with the last upgrade. Very interesting, but it always felt like it was incomplete, and now we know why. We will be seeing why very, very soon. There was another element of the story to tell. And if you remember, in the last video, we were told to seek out the Library of the Negated Words by our friend in the church. Esdras, is it? The guy we normally fight on the Bridge of the Three Calvaries, but didn't this time round. The backgrounds have been upgraded. These guys were not here last time. You see these scholars in the background? This gentleman. This is who we were meant to seek out.
The sound does not cease.
He's a tall one. I like his hat.
On these forgotten walls, and no one can determine its origin or its obscure destiny.
He sounds a bit
For
frustrated.
the love of the high wills, silence it.
Oh.
For I have long yearned for it.
Okay. So that's basically a quest. Now, in the last version of the game, before the Wounds of Eventide, there was no real answer to that. You just left him here, and then it was a bit of a puzzle. There wasn't really anything you could do. But now, of course, there is, and there's a very, very significant part of the story here. Oh, here's another one. Love these guys. I like the fact they've got their heads in sacks. That's very cool. Look, if you walk on the books... Oh, the Sacrum of the Dark Warlock. Founder of the Library of the Negated Words. This priest is known by the sobriquet of the Dark One. He was caught practicing sorcery, surrounded by pagan writings. Oh dear. You don't want to be that in Custodia, that's for damn sure. So all of these are like the ghosts of profane scholars and wizards. All those who promoted ideas that were taboo or forbidden. It's very cool. The notion of a library of negated words, that is very, very cool. I love that. It's, again, it has certain echoes in, like, real-world Catholic dogma. There actually are libraries not unlike this in the Vatican, which are full of Apocrypha and texts that were not considered conducive to the narrative that the church wanted to promote. Now, there is another one of the Escribá statues up there, so that means another little gauntlet to do. Let's give it a go, shall we? If I remember correctly, this one's not too bad. I love the way if you walk on the books, the spirits become material and they harm you. They don't like you walking on the books. Tibia of Al-Sali, the mystic. So, mystics, warlocks. Al-Sali never believed in the authority of the Holy See of Custodia. He even claimed to have been able to contact the High Wills on his own. Be fervent. That is the secret. Yeah, he's not wrong. Fervency does seem to work. See? There they are, becoming real and becoming harmful to us. They don't like you interfering with the literature. Even though they've left it strewn all over the bloody floor. Tell you what, when I was a librarian many years ago, that was my first job. If I'd left it in this state, I would be in a lot of trouble, I could tell you. Right, we'll do that in a little while. I've got stuff to do first before we do that. There's some stuff I want to find before we do that. As for using the books as weapons, that was certainly a big no-no. I love the way they chuck them as well, and the way the sound the books make is hilarious. And you can deflect them, that's fun too. I love the little spurt of magic when they die, I think that's very cool. Again, one of my favourite areas, the Library of Negated Words. I think it's a fantastic concept. I could write entire novels about this concept. A library of negated words. It's beautiful. Oh, hello. Don't remember this from last time. What be this then? Oh, ho ho ho! Useful! Very useful! Oh, that's going to be of a great benefit a little later on. That's for damn sure. Aha! Oh, I can't hit him from here. God damn it. He can definitely hit me, though. They've got an incredible range on them, these guys. Yeah, all these little ghostly guys in the background weren't in the last update. I'm very glad they put them in now, though. They're very cool. I like the idea of a library of negated words being populated by ghosts. If you look in the background as well, a lot of the bookcases are chained. It's as though the books are so awful that they can't even allow them to sit as they are because they're too dangerous. There's something very, very cool about that. Again, that has echoes in sort of genuine real-life situations. There are grimoires and books of magic that are kept under lock and key because people who believe in such things think that they're dangerous, think that somehow they can, I don't know, function or escape or something to that effect. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love that shit. I'm a huge fan. I used to be, in my misguided youth, I used to be a little bit of an occultist. Not anymore, obviously, but I love books of magic and magical rites and that kind of thing. Don't believe in them, but I find them very, very interesting nonetheless. And I still appreciate the ceremony, the ritual of them. I find that fun. Where'd she go? Yes, those laser blasting phantasms are quite tricky to deal with. Now this is useful. This is useful. Brilliant. If I remember correctly, there's a shortcut leading up to the patio area. Let's have a look. Ow! Well, that bloody hurt. Okay, let's try that again. Ooh, that is an amazing beam weapon. It actually travels the length and breadth of the screen as well. That is very unusual for an enemy in this... Ow, thank you. An enemy in this game is what I was going to say. Oh yes, basically the equivalents of the Medusa heads in this game. Only they're more annoying than that because these ones track you. There are versions of these enemies later on that fire exploding heads, believe it or not, and they can harm themselves with their own exploding heads. Which is, again, phenomenally amusing. With the current penance that I have on, these guys are not that bad actually, because we can just heal ourselves by endlessly slaughtering the heads. See, we've actually healed ourselves up to full by doing just that. Oh, look at the sunlight streaming down. That's very beautiful. Ah, yes, here we are. The Patio of the Silent Steps. Interesting shortcut. I love one of the most interesting things in any Metroidvania game is the way the different areas slot together. It's really beautiful. Really beautiful. It's something that, of course, the Dark Souls games would pick up later on. I mean, Dark Souls and Bloodborne, that style of game, they are very much the 3D descendants of those Metroidvania games. I mean, the fact that there hasn't been a Castlevania in that format is somewhat criminal, really. Now, there are two exits we can use. There's one in the previous room, and there's this... Ah, right, I need the stone. I need that relic that protects me from poison. Where are we? That one. Excellent. I think these are the ones that fire the exploding heads. Yep. These are the exploding heads. Watch them go. Boom! They can actually destroy one another as well and cause one another to explode, which is kind of amusing. As those... You can actually set off these chain reactions with the damn things. And they will also harm their host body as well. Incredibly beautiful imagery. Again, very papal. You would have expected maybe a little bit more occult imagery in the Library of Negated Words. There is that too. Just not as much as you might expect. Anything here? No? Oh yeah, these guys. The Master Blaster guys. Whoa. That is a corpse that it's wielding as a weapon, isn't it? That's very amusing. There. Again, one of those enemies I'm surprised YouTube allows to have up in videos, given their general state of undress. Hello. Oh, these are new additions with this new add-on. Don't know what they are yet. Beautiful though. I love the rose imagery. The music here is different from in the rest of Custodia. Interesting. Aha. Oh. I would have liked to have seen what the death animation is for those guys. I'm sure it's amusing. Boom. I'm being tossed from pillar to post here. By some very unpleasant explosions. It is kind of amusing. It's like, let's take a very annoying bastard of an enemy and make them even more annoying and bastardly. That's kind of Blasphemous all over, really. beautiful design, though. I love the way they look. Okay, right. So I suppose we've got no choice now. We've got to use the exit down below there, on the lower left, I believe. Not much choice in the matter. Let's just restore our fervor here. And down we go. What? Wherever we go, we cause mass devastation, don't we? I don't really want to vandalize the library. That's not my bag at all. Of course, in a place like Custodia, I suppose damaging and vandalizing libraries is par for the course, isn't it? I am, of course, reminded of the destruction of Constantinople, the burning of the Library of Alexandria, and any number of examples of temples, musea, places of Athenaea that were destroyed by fundamentalist zealots and religious armies throughout human history. Many... Oh, hello! It's you again! With your pantaloons. And big hat! I only just noticed her hat is probably the most epic in the game. Even the Penitent one's hat pales in comparison. I'm sure he's not pleased about that. Personally, I like the idea that the only reason the Penitent one is going on this pilgrimage is because he wants to ensure his is the tallest hat in all of Custodia. That's the only way it can stand. Okay, now, I think this is a puzzle through here. Yeah, this is one of those weird puzzles where you've got to meet certain criteria. An anatomy book open, the page shows the illustration of a femur. Page shows the illustration of a tibia. Alright, fair enough. And the illustration of a kneecap. So you've got to meet particular criteria and then the wall will open. There's a treasure on the other side. We don't need to do it because we've already got the treasure from the previous playthrough. It's quite elaborate what you need to do. I probably will do it when I'm not busy seeking out other things. I'll come back and do it just to show you. But right now I want to make progress through the library. Now, which way are we going? Hello! Another explode. Oh yeah, I remember this room. This is a weird one. There's a gate up there, and it only opens when the platforms are in very particular configuration, i.e. this configuration. So what you've got to do is get the platforms into the correct configuration, and then come back through from the other side. And that will allow you to access the treasure. I think, again, we've probably already got it from the previous playthrough, but still, probably worth showing you how to do it. It's one of the very rare logic puzzles that you find in Custodia. I'm just trying to figure out how to do it here. I can't remember for the life of me. I'll get it eventually. I don't even think... I think originally it might have been a prayer, if I remember correctly, or hymn or whatever they are. The spells. It's a spell. Or something to that effect. It usually is when it's one of those caskets. But I think what you need to do is come through from the other side in order to access it. We'll get it. What's these guys around here? Oh, there's a an artifact up there too. So no, you actually come through from upstairs. That's interesting. Oh. Ooh. That was close. So no, you actually do come through from upstairs. Okay. Right, let's give it a go then. Oh yeah, it's actually quite simple. Duh. Not as difficult as it seems. I was having a moment there, clearly. Okay. And now, if we do this, there you go. That's how you access it. So it's just ensuring that everything is in correct configuration and you'll be fine. Okay, what have we got? What have we got? Yeah, Tears of Atonement. We've already got it. We've got, to be honest, we've got pretty much everything. We've got most of the treasures, most of the artifacts from our previous playthroughs. So, yeah. Okay, I just want to get the relic next. So if we take them both over one side. There we go. Now all we need to do is ride them along. No, can't do that. Okay, all we need to do is put them in this configuration. There we go. Now we can get the relic. There's a lot of toing and froing and jiggery pokery in the library of negated words. Oh, hello. That's new. Is this the noise he was talking about? Phalanx of Arel Karim. Arel Karim worked as an archivist in the Library of the Negated Words. His heightened interest in the writings of Custodia prior to the appearance of the Twisted cost him his exile. Oh, interesting. Writings prior to the appearance of the Twisted one? Oh, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Right. I suppose we've got to kill him, haven't we? Because we've got to make the noise cease, right? That's what we need to do, yeah? There we go. Ah. It was a ghost. Interesting. But what's through here? Never been through here before. Oh. A corpse. What hath the corpse to say? The doors are deceiving me. They do not want me to go. The walls are the only ones that do not lie. Through the walls lies the way out of this place. Yeah, don't I know it? So someone who got lost in the library. Literally within the walls. Hello, how did you get up here?
Diosdado by name, Night Watchman by trade. I'm at thy mercy.
What does being a night watchman in Custodia entail?
For quelling such an unbearable sound. We are in the library of denied words, for the pages that lie within these dusty tomes are forbidden and forever shall be. All that accompanies me here are these ponderous keys and the wandering souls that, even after death, still hunger for knowledge.
Oh, that's what they are. Ooh, the young mason's wheel. Yeah, that looks good.
Watch your step, as these halls can be deceptive.
Oh, don't I know it, man. Don't I know it. Oh, here we are. The remains of a miniature wooden cart worn by an apprentice who was separated from his master in a terrible accident. Ah, the stone and mortar that enveloped him drowned out his cries, preserving his pleas for help in a freakish echo that now permeates these walls with clarity. This amulet is now imbued with the poor lad's longing for release, increasing the speed of movement of whoever wears it. It's actually going to be good. Father, the walls do not move. The library does not wish its wisdom to escape these enclosures. Its corridors deceive and confine all those who enter in search of its forbidden tomes and ancient secrets. Its wardens, the silent monks who wander between its shelves, know this and are themselves captives of its power. Here we shall remain forever, with a thirst for knowledge never to be sated. I hope one day you will read these words and not blame yourself for my death. The penned ward wanted it so. Oh, okay, interesting. So the library attracts and contains those who seek it out. It actually traps their souls, like, forever. That's cool. It's a kind of purgatorial round. Makes sense, of course, in Custodia. Fits very, very nicely. Again, one of my favourite areas. I love the background of it. Have a cup of tea, by the way. I'm definitely going to wear the Mason's Wheel. I'm just looking for one I can get rid of. That's good. So this increases the maneuverability of the Penitent one. That's very good. I suppose now what I'm going to have to do is go back and talk to Diosdado where we originally met him. And that will activate something. It will change something. That'll be my guess. Because of course we've still got to show him that key, remember? The wooden key that we... Ow, thank you. The wooden key that we were given. Oh, hello, there's another relic there. I do want that. I want all the relics I can get. Okay, what's this? Oh, Tears of Atonement. So it was probably an artifact or something. Ah! Hello! Definitely want you. I was going to say, where's the spirit? There we are. You dead? Or have you just disappeared? Well, that's an easy one. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Oh! A way through from somewhere else into the library. That's interesting. I wonder where to or from. No, we can't... no way of activating that yet. And no way through underneath. Okay. Oh! The sleeping canvases! Yeah, I love this area. It's the art dump of Custodia. Oh, so it's through to Mercy Dreams that way. Interesting. So we really... I really want to teleport back to the beginning of the library to talk to Diostardo again. Here we... Ah, excellent, yes.
That key of yours that you are carrying, it opens a door that was veiled in ancient illusions many eons ago.
Should you be telling me this, Diostardo? Are you going to, like, lose your job? Key grown from Twisted Wood, yeah. What's he doing? Oh! Oh, that's interesting.
Of what sleeps there.
Oh. Oh, okay.
The door. Awake, be careful.
Okay, right. Before I do anything, I want to just go and do that Escribar statue. Now that we've got a chance. And then I'll come back and have a look what's through the door. It sounds ominous. Oh, this is profoundly unfair on you, my friend. Just hit you from underneath. I love the fact that these are the ghosts of scholars who were basically been trapped here by their own obsessions. It's very cool. As a concept, I really enjoy that. It's like the library has absorbed them. There's a sort of like Overlook Hotel quality about it. I mean, that's a classic trope from Gothic fiction, that is. The notion of the place that absorbs someone, that takes their essence into itself somehow. You'll find that pervading not just Gothic fiction, but horror in general down the centuries. Hello! Oh, this one's not too bad, barring that big bloody blade in the middle. This one's not too bad, I don't think. And of course the indestructible puppet enemies as well. That's slightly frustrating. But it's given us plenty of outs if we need it. These big platforms are very useful. So if we take it slowly, we should be fine. It's certainly not as bad as some. At least there are no instant deaths, spike pits and whatnot. Oh, he is going to take a while to kill, though, isn't he? Because we're only going to be able to hit him when we get opportunity, so this is going to be a pain. Oh, just out of range. Okay, one more maybe? Yay, there we go. What next? That's not so bad. I can deal with that. Especially if they all group together, then I can hit them all at once. Like that, for example. Gotcha. Just exploded into red mist. Nice. Ow! He actually got me then. If you look beyond, you can see a desert. I'm wondering, is that like the Desert of Dreaming that we see when we face the Golden Visages? Is that the wasteland that you have to cross in order to reach what they call the Dreaming? I don't know. It's one of the mysteries of the metaphysics of this game. What exactly is that condition? And what happens to those who reach it? Because we know people do. There have been characters who have reached that level of ascension. In fact, we send, at the very end of the game, when you kill Escribar, you see him ascend to it. But there's no real indication, other than what you see when you face the visages of contrition and attrition and whatnot. Those are the only indications of what it's actually like, what the condition represents. And to be perfectly honest, it's not exactly hopeful what you see. There's like frozen waves of ash and sand and bodies caught up in it that are calcified and fossilized. Not exactly the most hopeful of visions for an afterlife. Then again, given the nature of Custodia's metaphysics, I wouldn't expect anything more or less. Oh, it's you, okay. Well, I'll deal with you first, and then the damn head guys with their ruffs and sacks. I love the fact that they're carrying a head as a relic as well. That's very cool. Is that it? Yay! Detestatio Sacchorum. Good, 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 good. That's another one. I don't think there are many more left, to be honest. We are almost done with that. And that will ensure we get the best ending. Crimson Briar. Excellent. No, it doesn't change. Okay, so now we can go and see what's through that door. Ouch! That our friend was protecting. Oof. Yeah, making the mistake of treading on the books. Just don't do it. They don't appreciate it at all. Hello again. Right, I'm just going to get my health back and everything, just in case there's something to fight in there. Which there very well may be. Oh, hello. You've acquired the Crimson Heart of Miura, a strange artifact said to be found within the corpse of the fiercest of bulls. Also called the Egg of the Sovereign, the twisted features of its surface stir under the torment of its wearer, increasing attack speed and when their health is low. A glint catches in its closed eyes the reflection of an eclipse of a foreign invisible sun, a permanent mark caused by a masterpiece that transcends all and any borders. Okay. Interesting. Thank you for everything, Master. Oh, interesting. That sounds pretty good, actually. But it is circumstantial. It relies on your health being low, unfortunately. Could be good when you're caught in a pinch, though. It could potentially save your life. Where are we? No secrets or anything around here? Oh! Not of the 3 words. Oh, hello! What is this?
Penitent one of the silent steps.
Yes.
Approach this face of pale gold, with empty sockets instead of eyes. You stand before the roots of the knotted tree of the 3 words. For these form the bars of my captivity.
Wow.
They claim that my words are false, and that mine is the face of deception. And for this reason, I have been exiled from my 3 other brothers.
Oh!
The holy guardian visages.
So this is the exile of the group.
They betrayed me, punished me, and ripped out my eyes, so I could no longer
be a witness to the truth.
So what are they concealing?
Now there is only infinite darkness around me.
What was it they didn't want him to
May
see?
your compassion help you in the search for my stolen golden eyes. One of
Right.
them can be found in a place inhabited by bone, ash, and song.
The ossuary.
The other can be found in a dried-up sea, to which ships head to die amidst the terrible thunder.
Echoes of salt.
Find my eyes, penitent one, for only then will I be able to reveal my secret to you.
Again, complexity upon complexity. The metaphysics of this world deepens with every new discovery.
For only then.
So there is something unknown, something that the powers that be that we have met in the dreaming don't want us to know. They don't want us to see about this metaphysics. So we need to find the eyes. That is a quest and a half, my loves. That's like the main quest of Wounds of Eventide. Not the only one.
The visit.
Oh, you know about it then, do you?
At times, during the most profound silences, you can hear the gold melting within the rock, within the very roots.
That's interesting. He doesn't seem happy about it, does he? Sounds like it irritates him. Mind you, it sounds like everything irritates him. Right, so there's a lot to do. There are lots of bosses that we need to defeat. There are 3 in this area, if I remember correctly. None of them are that hard. None of them are really tricky. I would say the bosses in this area are actually much easier than the ones that you find in the previous half of the game. For the most part. I mean, they're unlike the some of the bosses in the previous half of the game. There's no real gimmicks to them. You know, there's nothing like the boss that you fight climbing up the tower, for example. There's nothing like that. They're just straight up fights, and as long as you know how to fight them, you're fine. In fact, given that we're all tooled up as well, we should be able to take them down relatively easily. Okay, let's go to the sleeping canvases. There's a boss at the end of this one which is really good. One of my favourites in the game, in fact. Ooh, possessed portraits. Very Castlevania. This is probably one of the most Castlevania of all the areas in Custodia. There is in Super Castlevania 4 on the Super Nintendo. There is a level that is so like this, it's unbelievable. This is a direct homage to it. Oof, these guys are tough. Yeah, let's get some real damage here, shall we? Ow! There we go. Very useful hymn, this one. Very useful. I found it very useful for bosses as well. Okay, there's another one of those weird twisty puzzles down here where you've got to muck about. Oh, sooty garlic. Nice. Dark bulb covered in black dust. Its finding is an omen of good luck, since it only grows as the first fruit on burned grounds. It is said to soothe many aches when used in a tisane, although few dare to try it. And what could we do? A crowd of plain and profane healers, blind to the vague wills of the miracle, pray, begging for its forgiveness. What would our sacrifice have to be for our prayers to be heard? At the mercy of the miracle was that young man, and at the mercy of the miracle were left the rest of us with him. That's the continuation of the story we found with the other reagents that we gave to the healers, the Kisses of Wounds. So this is it. It tells you what you need to do. Those portraits in the background tell you what you need to do. So you need to put on the balls of wax. You need to put on the balls of wax. So let's put those on. First and foremost, the red and blue balls of wax. Where's the red one? It's around here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Now, oh look, they're lit. So that tells you that. Now there's a wound. So, what do we need to do? Do you think? We need to use all of our bile flasks. That's one. For some reason you need empty bile flasks for this. It's very peculiar. So let's get rid of them. And then we need to wound ourselves. We need to be hurt. There we are. And that will open the door. Weird, elaborate, strange. We've already got, obviously, the artifact. I just wanted to show you how it works. Very, very strange indeed. I kind of like it, though. It's one of those very, very elaborate rituals that reminds me of some of the stuff that you have to do in very, very early adventure games, like, for example, Simon's Quest on the NES. There's something very redolent of this about that. God, I need to refill my my bile flasks now. I really do. Now, what's through... This is a shortcut, I do believe. A very tricky one. This is a way... Yeah, it links you to Mercy Dreams. And it's a pain in the arse, quite frankly. It's extremely deadly this way. But I suppose it is worth opening if you can manage it. Oof, without moidering yourself, which at the moment I am not managing very well. No. Oh, I'm fucked. Ah, I'll come back and do that. I will return for that a little later. Until then, let's continue along our path, shall we? At least we've got all of our bile flasks back, which is nice. Right, let's go to the boss of the sleeping canvases. Again, one of my favourites in this entire game. Ew. I like the fact the portraits bleed. There's something very, very cool about that. These huge living sepulchres are fantastic, aren't they? I do believe I need to kill one of these to fill that goblet that we got. Again, it's a puzzle we don't need to do. I've already got... There we are, the Chalice of Inverted Verses. Don't need to do it. I've already got the artifact from that particular puzzle. Uh-oh. Whoa! Oof! Ooh! 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 Tricky! 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 Of course, because of the knockback effect as well, there's a lot of instant death in this area. If you're knocked back into a pit, you are done. Ow, thank you. Okay, another Sepulchre Guardian. Fortunately, they're not that active. As long as you stay a particular distance away, they will not attack you. They'll just stand there until you kill them, basically. Which is perfectly fine by me. Ah! Oh, it's one of these things. Ugh. They are particularly foul, are they not? What exactly are they? They're so twisted, but they look like they do have human origin, just like everything else in this game. Even the most monstrous of monsters has a human origin in this game. Ah, now that I don't know how to open. I can't remember for the life of me what that is. Maybe it's a shortcut from another area of the game. I think it is, if I remember correctly. There's a descent later on, like a lift, and it leads you to that, I believe. I have to wonder why there are so many blades in an area that's designed to keep canvases. One would think that they might damage the canvases. You know, ignoring for the moment that this is a video game. Oh, yeah! So, through this door, there is the reason why we've been collecting all those wonderful cherubs. And one of my favourite images in the game. The Great Bull.
You have found some of my brothers.
Many of them.
Though, I still ask you to find the rest of them. Please, keep this canvas made from the gold of our faces, and my brothers will guide you.
Excellent. Now, some of the imagery here is quite disturbing, I will tell you now. Look at that. That is a beautiful image, isn't it?
Penitent one, in finding these holy brethren of mine, you have completed the vision of my birth, which was painted on a sleeping canvas. My name being Hothinero, I was born of the moon and of the torment of a brave bull, and of myself by the grace of high wills, my holy brethren.
Interesting. So a manifestation of the high wills of a miracle itself. Very interesting. I like the fact that that gigantic portrait is just kept back here in this little back room. So yes, he will reward you with various things depending on how many of his brothers you find. One of my favourite bosses in the game. This is awesome. Now, what should we use? There are several hymns that are really good against this thing. Again, very distressing imagery from this one. Look at that. Exposito, Scion of Abjuration. The boss is the snake. The baby in the background will harm you. You see that? If you are too close to the baby when that closes around you, it will pick you up and kill you instantly. You will just die. Whoop. Ooh. If you look closely, the snake is made out of intertwined corpses as well, which is very cool. And roots, like tree roots. Again, this one is a weird one. It relies a little bit on luck, because it depends on what patterns of movement the snake has, and where it ends up on screen as to how successful you are in defeating it. There are points when it will just stand still, and it'll be in such a perfect position you can just smack it until it dies. Like this, for example, look. If it does that a lot, you can just keep smacking it, and it will die. The baby in the background is so distressing, it's wonderful. The blind, bloody eyes, the crown of thorns, it's just beautiful. Scion of Abjuration. So of dispelling, of banishing. Oh, we were close there. We were very close there. There we go. Easy, easy boss, that one. Down it goes. Burning with its wicker surrogate. Requiem Aeternum? Definitely. Guilt has been expiated. Way! Wonderful. So yeah, there's that. Exposito. Definitely one of my favourite bosses. Loved the design of that one. If you looked in the background, the baby was being held up by this gigantic wicker figure, which is more pagan, I suppose, in implication than like monotheistic. It's a very disturbing boss, that one. I love it. Love it to bits. In fact, all the bosses in this area are quite disturbing. Right, okay, so we're back in the library. Okay. If we descend here, then we come out of that door, that locked door from before, if I remember correctly. Better make sure I've got the right artifact on, because if I haven't, we're going to die here. Yeah, excellent. The sleeping canvases. Brilliant. What have we got here? Nasal bone of Charles the artist. Okay. The beauty of his work sparked a strong debate within the church. It was commanded that no representation could be more beautiful than life itself. Dryden's collection was confiscated and he was forgotten. Ah, okay. I mean, there's a contradiction inherent there, isn't there? If Charles Dryden was able to create work that was considered to be more beautiful than life itself, then that's a problem with your metaphysics, isn't it? That means you're wrong, right? The fact of its existence means that you're wrong. And, like, killing Charles is not going to make a blind bit of difference to that. It just becomes an act of denialism. So yeah, that's just a shortcut through. Nice. But again, that does echo some of the reasons why people were tried for quote-unquote blasphemy and other nonsense mythical crimes. Artists, philosophers, thinkers, scholars, women en masse, obviously. It actually makes for some hideous but very interesting reading if you go and find... There are books that actually talk about this stuff, that explore what happened to people who were, for example, taken by the Spanish Inquisition. Which is not the entirety of it, even. I mean, in this country, for example, where the Spanish Inquisition wasn't really a thing, there have been plenty of instances of people taken and murdered, tortured for fictional crimes like witchcraft and blasphemy and whatnot. I mean, I would direct you towards the accounts of Matthew Hopkins' work, for example, in the 16th century. It's grim reading. It's very grim reading. Okay, so we've got two ways to go here. Two shortcuts. Ah, well, we don't really need this, but we may as well activate it. I don't know whether it even has any effect activating it now, because we've already used them all. Maybe it counts towards the percentage of your completion or something to that effect. I don't know. Ah, hello, sir. Oh, where did you go? Embossed Mask of Croissant. Artifact found in the hands of a dead archdeacon in the dusty library. Confessions from Croissant. The ravages of time had taken their toll on the mind of the one I once respected like a father. He has allowed himself to be carried away by the superstition and fallacies of the village, searching for the impossible with his clouded eyes among the altars of the mother. Andolphus betrays the trust of his most illustrious, taking refuge in the cold peaks with his host of servants, wearing his introspection as an excuse to hide his laziness and lack of faith. Only I, the only one capable of ascending to the marble halls with an adequate response, remain. The forbidden volumes of these endless shelves will not resist the zeal of my searching much longer. So this is what we need to find in this area of the game. These three saints and their masks, who are all protected by very particular bosses. Oh, hello, Escribar.
I see everything from the highest point of the tried tree in which the miracle has reincarnated me.
Yes, he sees all. So this is where you would find the last of the candles, I do believe. Okay, so here we are once again in the library, in an area we know all too well. Now, where is the nearest? The nearest shrine is there. So that's pretty much almost everything we need to do in the library. Ah, I can't reach it from down here, so I'm going to have to bring it across. And then send it back again. It's all very circuitous. You can die for a start. There we are. Whoa! Ooh, that was close. I nearly got knocked off my ladder then by this gentleman. And his bloody book. Okay, now... What else hath we to do? I suppose we can leave the library for now, actually. May as well. And head, yeah, for the Knot of Three Words? I don't know. Where should we go next? There are so many areas that we could visit, and I mean, for example, we need to go back to the ossuary. We need to go to Echoes of Salt and defeat the bosses there. I don't think we're we're equipped to do so yet. Not quite yet. Let's go and at least take the bones we have back to the ossuary, because you need to have a certain number of bones in order to open it. So let's take the bones we've acquired. And also, we've also got some ingredients to give to the Kisses of Wounds as well. Some sooty garlic, I do believe. Oh, and there's some olive seeds too.
Merciful be, penitent one, with your...
Oh, you're most welcome. Not that he can do much at the moment.
Merciful be.
Yay! Okay.
Outside these, but if your penance...
I think that's it. Right, let's go and give our relics away, shall we? Excellent, okay. Actually, now that I think about it, what have we got to do? Relics first, then we'll teleport around. Maybe go to Echoes of Salt. And if we can't, I mean, we can't really fight the boss at the moment. We haven't got the means, but if we can open the way to it, we can carve a path to it. I think we do have enough relics now to open the ossuary. Could be very interesting. Yeah, more than enough. Oh dear. Yep. But if you think we're fighting the boss that's in there, my loves, you've got another think coming. We'll do that a little later when we have acquired...
Can you already hear the ancient aria?
I can indeed, but I'm not going anywhere near it.
To the bones has awoken.
Yay!
The remains on the other side have opened the door to you. They bid you welcome.
Okie dokie. Well, my loves,
Of the secret
maybe next time. Until then, bye-bye!